guys, welcome to the beta first ride video. We're out on the 2023 300RR race, and this thing is freaking rad. Spoiler alert. You should definitely watch the video. Here we go. Alright guys, pretty excited about this brand new bike I get to test. Thank you Lane. Gonna do my best not to jack it up. I'm gonna flip the gas to reserve. People always ask me why I put it on reserve. It's like, well, it does have a clear tank, so there's no reason to have it on and then hit reserve. So yeah, anyway, got our Garmin inReach with us just in case something goes south. We can get a hold of people. And yeah guys, this is the very first time it started today, so we're gonna pull the choke. There we go. It's got all this junk on it, guys. I don't like that, but I do like the fact that these come street legal, so you get a street legal title, at least here in Colorado, with one, and so you can just go get a license plate, which is really cool. And it's easy enough to take all this stuff off, so no biggie. But I don't, you know, it seems excessive, but that's all right, no big deal. Okay, so Lane says he's got this thing jetted, says it's run pretty good, so Lane's a really good rider, so I don't doubt that. Yeah, here we go. First thing I can say is I like how quiet it is. That's nice. Can't stand loud bikes. My new bike is actually, it's a little loud, but it's not that bad, even with that super crazy short silencer. So let's see, you got some sort of clutch adjustment here. I like my clutch out, lever out a little ways more than most, because I don't like to have to move it much. I'm pretty sure these arc levers did not come on the bike. You guys let me know, but I'm 99% sure. Woo! We got that. That's not gonna work. Ooh, that brake feels nice, but I'm gonna have to tighten that lock nut down. Get to it with these guys. So these are stock bars, stock position 2. Honestly, probably not gonna love that, but that's okay. That's easily changed. They feel narrow and a little low. Again, not my bike, so I'm not gonna fiddle with that. Brake's not doing much. Hang on. I think I'm hitting, oh yeah, it's hitting the throttle. Alright, let's shut her off. So you see how that, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the adjuster's hitting the throttle. So let's see what we can do here. Might be able to just, I think I want to flip that to where it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be up. And maybe Lane normally runs his like that, but I'm gonna, at least for now. Ooh. Oh boy. Watch out. Watch out. Quit that. There we go. So that needs to be tightened. Okay. That. Still think I got plenty of cable. Yeah. Okay, free play stays the same. Let's adjust that brake. And now it's way too far in because it was hitting. So guys, these are all little things that make a big difference in how a bike feels. And if you just get on a bike like at a demo day or something like that, and you don't get a chance to fiddle with things, it can really skew your view of the bike. So that's why I'm dealing with this. I mean, it's not my bike. I should probably leave it alone, except for Lane won't care. I know Lane well enough. But then also, I want to give you guys a good opinion of the bike. And if all this is off, it's kind of hard to even like it. So. All right, guys, I'm already noticing some things, but I'm gonna leave that until we get to the first trail intersection after some single track. Downhill switchback, I definitely noticed the turning radius right there. Like, it wasn't like terrible, but I could feel I couldn't quite turn the bars as much as I wanted to. It'd be definitely something I would take care of if this were my bike. Alright guys, so we are only 3 miles in, but definitely some things I want to talk about right off the bat. First of all, the motor is incredible. The torque and the power, it just is really good. I've got it in the sunshine map, so we're definitely going to try the rain map. It's going to be a little more mellow, should be more mellow feeling, less likely to spin the tire. But man, the bike feels great as far as power goes. The engine definitely vibrates a lot more than my KTM. Now, it's definitely a lot less than when I was riding YZ250s, and probably less, I'm sure it's less than my older KTMs that didn't have the counterbalancer, but it's noticeably more than the KTM. And it does have a counterbalancer, if you didn't know that. I kind of find it interesting that it vibrates so much. Seems like with the counterbalancer, you should just add some more weight or what. I don't know how like engineers do that. I'm not sure exactly what the formula is, but I'm sure that Beta can get that sorted out. It's not a deal breaker at all. It's just you're going to take, if you're getting off of a counterbalance KTM, it's going to take you a second to get used to it because it's noticeable. The other thing is the suspension, the KYB suspension, it's bone stock other than springs. Lane put heavier spring at least in the rear, because he's a little bit bigger guy. He's bigger than me. I'm bigger too, so I think, I don't know, it feels really good as far as the spring. Doesn't feel like it's stink bugging or anything like that. So I think whatever the spring rate is, it feels great. But the valving feels phenomenal. The road getting up to the single track is really choppy. It's hard to tell on video, but it's really choppy, a lot of hard edges, and it felt great there. It felt great on the trail. So that is awesome. I love that about it. It's so good. It's bone stock. It feels really great. The bike feels tiny. As far as a package, it just feels really, really small. Just short, tiny, compact, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, I think, for what they're built for. These are not motocross bikes. They're not desert racing bikes, although you can definitely desert race or motocross it, but it's built for the nasty stuff. That's what Beta does the best. That's where they came from with the trial stuff. So it's great. Definitely had a little bit of head shake at one point back there. Kind of got, like a little bit nervous. I think that's just the nature of the short little, really tiny compact bike. It's not going to be as stable. I now know why all the Beta people I know run steering stabilizers. And it makes sense because it's definitely a little twitchy. Yeah, man, so good so far. So let's get on some more trails. All right, guys, one thing that I'm struggling with is the brake pedal location. So I'm going to adjust that because it's, I don't know if it's too low or if it just doesn't engage early enough, but something's going on that makes me feel like I have to push it down too far. So that feels good. I think it's just the height. So we'll go ahead and raise that up. Let's see if we can hop this rock. It wasn't pretty, but we went over it. Oh yeah. Oh guys, also I should mention, not only are these the stock tires, they are stock tubes. So I've got like 14 pounds front and rear. So traction's not going to be just phenomenal, but that's okay. All right, so this is the Coyote Ridge Trail. Not super hard, but it's got some good uphill switchbacks. Kind of see how this motor feels going real slow and lugging. Got another tight one coming up here. We'll try third. All right, that's third. Nice. So that final gearing is like 1448, which on a KTM would be really tall, but on this it doesn't feel that bad. Like, it feels really pretty good. I like how this bike feels turning in the slow stuff. bike is ripping. Guys, this motor is honestly freaking incredible. Oh, it's so good. It's just super clean, super low, like super linear power, just very easy to ride. It's not as exciting probably as my other bike, but man, for just a pleasure to ride. Don't feel like I gotta change anything. I have no idea what jet Lane has in this thing, so maybe Lane can comment below the jetting, or you guys just make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that little notification bell, because we'll I'll be following up. But man, this thing runs good. I mean, I would argue it's fueling just as good, maybe even better than my fuel injected bike, which is not a surprise. I'm not a huge fan of fuel injection. I mean, I love that new motor on Loretta, but carburetors are still freaking incredible, and this one is tuned just right. The only time you really notice the counterbalancing being different is when you get it up in the RPM. But honestly, this bike and kind of everything Beta stands for is low RPM, lots of torque. So when you're down here in this range, you don't really notice. Oh, and it does turn well. Little obstacle here. Whew. Yeah, this thing is good. It's definitely twitchier. I'm a little more nervous to like give it too much front brake, because it feels like it wants to kind of knife around when I do, but man, if I just go easy and just use a little more finesse, it just rails these turns. There's some chuddery stuff. Oh! Lane, I crashed your bike. I didn't want to die. Ugh. So I'm blaming myself for the crash, but I've been through there on that exact same line on my bike lots of times without any issue. I think that kind of nervous feeling and the, you know, in fact this is bone stock suspension, but I mean the suspension feels really good, but it definitely feels, like I said, I'm not quite as comfortable cramming the brakes on as I am on mine. And all right guys, so now we are almost 9 miles in, and I'm telling you, I really like this motorcycle. It's, like I said, it's nervous in comparison. I don't know that it's nervous in the grand scheme of things, but in comparison to my bike, which is completely built, has a ton of money thrown at it and all that stuff. So I'm not trying to say it's apples to apples, but I think I remember even when my bike was new, and like bone stock, and I was riding it and racing it, it definitely felt more planted than this, but it also didn't turn as good as this. So it's a give and take, right? But man, the motor is incredible, absolutely incredible. I don't even know what to say about that. It's so good, so good. I really, really like it. And the suspension feels great. I just got to get used to the chassis, I think. So we got lots more riding here. We're gonna go. That was Piney Creek Trail. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna do all of Ewok. We might do all of Ewok down and back, and then back to the truck. And then make sure you subscribe, guys, because I'm gonna go get my bike out and go do some hard enduro training. So, yeah, guys, this thing's awesome. All right, Ewok Village. Here we go. Got a river crossing down here. I hope it's not too bad. It was gnarly a couple weeks ago. Well, it's about the same, so. Guys, this is steep right here. Oh, this motor is so good. After that water, I'm noticing these foot pegs, they're not very sharp. And I notice it because these boots are getting kind of worn in from those Carapax foot pegs. And I need to replace the soles, but they've got some indentations for kind of just where my foot usually is. And I like to move it, obviously, around, be on different parts of the peg, but it doesn't want to stay because these pegs are just not sharp. They're nice, like billet aluminum, but the little nubs on them are just smooth. So I probably would want a set of Carapax. I'd probably go with the offset down and back. It's a tough little move right here. Oh, that's the tire right there. And my skill, I should have gone a little faster. Oh, don't go back. Yeah, I should have hit that with a little more momentum. But it's tough, you can see super tight going up at it. Whoa. That caught more than I thought it would. All right, time to turn her around and start heading back. So, quick little review of what I've said so far. The motor is incredible. The suspension is really, really good. The chassis is compact and small feeling, which makes it a little twitchy, but feels good. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just very different from my KTMs and my YZs. So, yeah, so far, guys, I really like this thing. Ooh, so right there, like hitting that, and with that tight little turn, that got nervous. That was a moment. I'll replay it here, see if you guys can see. Ooh, so right there, it's just like, that's when this thing makes me nervous, and that's how I fell down earlier, as it kind of just did a weird thing and I tipped over. I mean, again, I'm not talking bad about this bike because the bike is incredible. I'm used to a very different bike and I am not the best rider in the world. So I'm not talking bad, but it's just very different. If you're used to KTMs and the way they handle, or Yamahas and the way they handle, which is how I am, a Beta is very different feeling. It's not a bad feeling, but it's very different. I forgot, let's try the rain map. Guys, I can definitely feel the difference in these maps. I know it's only ignition, it's not controlling the power valve or fuel like on my bike, but they've got a huge difference built in, which you can definitely do with ignition. I mean, it's not It's no secret that you can change a bunch with ignition. It just feels much slower, which isn't a bad thing. That's just a thing, you know, not bad. And that, I mean, my bike, when I put it in the white map, feels slower too, and that's a good thing because you want to calm these motors down sometimes, and that's definitely what this is doing. That's pretty cool because the KTM, the old KTMs that just changed the ignition map, you can barely even tell that it did anything. This is a pretty noticeable difference. Oh man, this bike grunts through stuff so good. I'd love to feel what it feels like with an RK Tech head. I might have to talk to Kelsey about that. See if I can't get one for this bike. That's a hard little turn right there, and this thing made it way easier than it is on my KTM. Even with the turning radius not being great. Yeehaw, one more time. Last thing I want to do is drown Lane's bike. Right on. So we're gonna cruise back to the truck and let's have a talk about this thing. All right, guys, that's an incredible motorcycle. I really like it. My big thumbs up are the motor is just incredible. Like, whew, man, if KTM could make a motor like that, I personally like the motor in Loretta, the 23XC, because I like it better because it's more exciting, and that's just kind of my nature. I like to go fast and whatever. But as far as just ease of riding and in the rocks, that thing is freaking out of control. It is so good. The suspension is amazing, bone stock. The chassis, the cockpit are definitely small feeling, but not cramped. After we got over like 25-30 miles on it all told, and at first it felt kind of like too small, but then as I just got used to it, it didn't feel bad. Obviously a lot of that can be fixed with different, offset pegs, move the bars, whatever. There's easy ways to control that. I don't like the foot pegs. I don't like the tires. I hate the stupid blue thing on the gas tank. It's just the dumbest thing ever. I know it's small. But that's about it that I can find that I don't like. I mean, honestly, everything else is great, and all those things that I don't like are super easily changed, so no big deal. And the tires don't even count because no stock tires are any good. So I retract that. The tires are fine. They have to be street legal because you get a street legal title, like I said, in Colorado, so that's the nature of that. But yeah, huge thumbs up on this bike. If you guys want to see me riding one of these more often, comment below, reach out to Tim Pilg. It's TIMP at betausa.com. Reach out to him, tell him you want them to give me a bike, like on demo or whatever, and I will actually ride the crap out of it and beat it up. This is a friend's bike. I'm not going to go super hard on it. I'm not going to go do all the gnarly stuff on it because I don't want to break it. But if they would give me one to demo, I would absolutely love it. I'll race it. I'll beat on it. I will find the weaknesses, and I will let you guys know. I will let Beta know. I would buy one, except for I'm already committed to buying an XTW this year, so I don't have the money. I cannot spend the money to buy a new Beta. So, man, I would love to work with Beta USA. You guys are amazing on your customer service. The bike is incredible. I don't know. Let's talk. If you like that video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, notification, all that YouTube-y kind of whatever stuff. Tell a friend about us. Let's build this thing up. Let's spread the gospel of two wheels. Let's get out and ride dirt bikes!